This is one that was submitted by John Replogle. Considering furloughs, cutbacks, and other band-aids used by our current leadership, what are your thoughts on dealing with the weak and unstable financial situation facing our county? And he cites an example of county employees on 2 days furlough with full subsidization of golf and the county band. See, who was first?
This would be guys.
Guy, yours.
Go through that one more time.
Okay. Considering furloughs, cutbacks, and other band-aids used by our current leadership, what are your thoughts on dealing with the weak and unstable financial situation facing our county? And he gives the example of county employees on 2 days furlough with subsidizing golf and the county band.
Well, first of all, I think the last thing we want to do is do taxes. Now, on this first go around here, we taxed 7 out of 9 categories. We protected the homeowner and the affordable homeowner, the most vulnerable people. They did not get taxed. This time around, we're facing about $40 million in debt because of the drop in the economy and the lower taxes in revenues. And that's not to say if we don't get our TAT this time around, add another 18, so we're close to 60 million in debt. So if we get to that point, you will see a reduction in your services. You may see a reduction in again, we're taking 2 days a month in furloughs. You may say 4 days a month. The last thing we want to do is lay people off, because when you do that, you create more of a problem than you solve. You put them in unemployment, they start to receive benefits, county ends up paying for those benefits, and we don't get any service. And I think people would rather even work a little bit just to be working than to be laid off. So what you will probably see is, like that question said, you won't see the band anymore. You probably will not see the golfing stipends, but all of the recreational things that we can afford to cut get cut. You'll see kids programs get cuts, some senior stuff, but again, it's been the administration as well as mine that we protect as much as possible our kids and our elders. So golfing, even though it's an elder kind of thing, that's, I think, a first priority right there to go. You know, so expect a huge cut in our services. But I will tell you that the last thing we will do is try to tax our most vulnerable people. But it may come down to that. And the reality is, that's a real possibility. And that's why last year I supported the tax rates that the mayor put out, because it did protect for the first year our most vulnerable people, the ones who are affordable housing and your regular homeowner. So once again, yes, we will be sacrificing. If I'm in there and doing that, it will be the recreation department will be cut. We will be very, very hands-offish the public safety when it comes to fire and police. We think we still have to protect that, because public safety is a key thing for us. And as our economy withers even further, what you will see is more of this Kolohe stuff coming on. Okay, so that's why the police and the fire gotta stay intact as much as we can keep it that way. So recreation will be the first area. Parks and Rec will be the first area to take the meat of the hits. Thank you.
This next question is from Lynn Van Leeuwen. Given that the resources for the district are limited, how do you plan to be fair to the populated areas in the district?
A very interesting question, because, you know, when I talk about priority, I have put more time and more money into this community than any other community in this in District 6. In fact, I go to Ka'u or Pahala, and they say, hey, you don't even do nothing for us. But this is my answer to them. Priority by needs. Safety, public safety first, and needs first. This is why I spent the time here. This is where our population of Ka'u, if you speak Ka'u, we're talking Ocean View, Pahala, that's Ka'u. Where's our population? The 8,000 here, it's here. So that's why I can easily say to anybody in Pahala now, why did I spend my time here? Because you are the population base. I did spend a lot of the resources here in this district because your needs are huge. I understand that. For example, water. You pay more for water than anybody else in Pahala who turns the faucet on. Yes, they pay a county bill, but your bill for hauling water, time spent, maintenance on your cars are far bigger than us who turn the faucet on. You people here at the transfer station, you haul garbage farther than anybody else in this state. So this is where I put my emphasis and my time, by priority needs and by number of population. So it's a really simple thing for me, and it's easy for me to respond to others when they say, how come you spent all your time over here, Mr. Enriques? Now, if you look at this list, I've spent time other places also, but their needs are not as great as your needs. The needs of Volcano are nowhere as great as yours. The needs of other places are not as great. So this is how I decide how to use our resources. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy. If elected, how would you vote on concurrency? Guy.
Easily. We just went through that, and I voted no on the concurrency bill simply because of this. I agree with the idea of concurrency. Now, most of you don't know what concurrency means. Concurrency means when a developer comes in and he puts infrastructure in, he needs to make sure that everything else is taken care of. We have enough roads, we have enough police coverage, we have enough parks, we have enough police protection, fire. Those things should go concurrently as development is built. The only reason I voted against this concurrency bill, and again, I took lead from our Clark Council, I took lead from our planning director and Department of Public Works. Now these guys are the experts in this. And when they came to testify, they said, no, this is not a good bill for this reason. They had a number in there, 20 lots. So if you build something within 20 lots, let's say you had to go 21 lots or 22, you're a medium-sized developer, you might have to put in a park. You might have to put in something for fire to adjust. All those things that you might have to put in for 20 lots is going to discourage anybody trying to build something with 20 acres. The only people that's going to be okay to build are those guys building 600 lots, like down here, because they're putting so much money in it that they can afford to build a park. They can afford to put a fire station. They can afford to put a hospital in because of the size of the project. But the smaller guys cannot afford to do that. So it really is unfair to have this bill go with this concurrency that really is unfair to your smaller, medium-sized developer. 20 acres, that's the number that was in this that does not work for me. So that's why I voted against it. I'm not opposed to the idea of concurrency. I think that's a good one. But in this particular bill that Mr. Hoffman brought up, I'm taking the lead again from our planning director and DPW that it is an unfair particular resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy.